Hannah was talking about when she's at home, perhaps she's on leave in fact, and she might get a text saying that staff are urgently needed and that it's quite difficult for people sometimes to refuse those requests or even to know kind of what to do with them. And we wondered what it was like from your perspective as a senior leader who's looking for staff.
So it's complicated, and it's something I think myself and my colleagues have thought about a lot in the last few months, because we know that we've got a strategic mission that we need to deliver, and then we have an operational need to deliver care on a day-to-day basis, and we know we've got to get there, and we know that we need our team to help us get there. And that means that because circumstances have changed so radically in the last few months, we've been asking more and more and more of staff again and again and again. And just when they think they're getting a pause, it feels like we come back and we ask for more. And a lot of the time they are able to do it, or they maybe even want to do it. And sometimes it sits uncomfortably with me because I'm not sure that we're asking in the right way, or we're asking in a way that empowers them to say no, because we know where we need to get to, and therefore we ask.
Yeah.
But I'm also mindful that these people are our most precious asset, and I'm not sure that we always are getting it right in the way that we ask, or if we're mindful of whether people can say no.
I'd say that if I were to receive a phone call, I'd be more inclined to swap a shift or do an extra shift, for example. Normally I could get it to work in my favour if there was a particular shift that I wanted off or something like that. So if I were to receive a text, for example, I wouldn't feel as inclined to do the shift. I think because sometimes you hear the desperation in your manager's voice that you need that shift covered. But then again, that could end up people being overworked at the same time if people feel inclined to do the extra shifts.
What your statement makes me think about is, how do I have really good sight of communicating the need without making the other person at the other end feel asked in a way that makes it hard to say no.
Yeah.
It's a really difficult balance to get right. Sometimes we're asking for shift changes, or sometimes we're asking them, actually, now we need to start working in a different way. But sometimes we're saying, actually, we need to ask you to work differently, to work in a way that isn't comfortable. And I don't know how we phrase that in a way that communicates why it needs to be done, but also hears back and incorporates the ability to say no, or if not no, I'm finding this hard.
So we know that people often really struggle with change. Sometimes part of the reason why they struggle with it is because they don't see the point of it, they don't know what it's for. So explaining to people why you need to do it is absolutely fundamental. You can't get that in a text, I appreciate. I don't know if you have opportunities to speak to lots of staff altogether.
Well, it's been done differently. I think, you know, how we were doing things at the beginning was in one way, and obviously social distancing, all of those, and some of the loss of a lot of our informal ways of working with each other and talking to each other, those have gone. Now, that doesn't mean we can't think of other ways to put that back. But I'm not sure we're quite there yet with putting it back in the way we might want to be. And I'm really mindful that we have people from a lot of different cultures, and some people might feel fine saying no. Other people, somebody who's quite senior asking something of them, they may not feel comfortable saying no. And how do I spot the triggers of somebody who's just said maybe yes too much?
Do we have any solutions for the people who say yes because they don't know how to say no?
It might be easier maybe to say, I'll give you a couple of hours to think about it if you send me a text, or, you know, if replying in text is easier than saying on the, for me personally, it's easier to text someone and say, I'm really sorry, but I can't do it, or...
Yeah, I like that idea of not making them ask for time, but saying, would you like to think it over? Don't get back to me today, get back to me tomorrow, because it gives them time to really think about it.
And you give permission as well.
Yes.
So,
and I suppose that's also by its nature introducing the idea that no is an option here. That's why you take time to think about whether it's a yes or a no.
But I know sometimes there is some time constraints, you know, if you need someone for that night shift tonight. But, you know, you can still give someone that option of, like, having an hour to think about it and, you know, just send me a text or give us a call, like any mean of communication that you like and that you're comfortable with.